The Adidas Alphabounce Instinct is the next generation of the Alphabounce family. The lifestyle runner features a chunky bounce midsole and a ribbed forged mesh upper. The Instinct dropped for $120 at Adidas retailers in multiple colorways. Will the Alphabounce Instinct set itself apart or fade into the crowd? Let's find out. What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I'm reviewing the brand new Adidas Alphabounce Instinct. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't yet, but with all that out of the way, let's get into it. So last week, Adidas sent me over this pair of Alphabounce Instincts in this crazy briefcase. Not only was it the shoes, but it was this whole crazy survival kit that included bagged water and a bunch of electronics. So if you guys haven't seen that unboxing, make sure to click the link at the top of the screen. But since then, I've been able to wear the shoes around for a couple days and really get a good feeling for the shoe itself. And I've got to be honest, for a sneaker that uses Adidas's more budget model cushioning, this is a really great shoe. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at the Adidas Alphabounce Instinct. So jumping right into the sneaker, the entire upper is made up of a one-piece forged mesh construction. On this particular colorway, the forged mesh comes in black and white lines that run all the way throughout the shoe. And from a distance, the black and white lines sort of blend together and give the upper sort of a gray look. But what's really interesting visually about this upper isn't the black and white lines that run throughout the upper, it's the fact that they've actually molded in this ripple pattern all the way throughout the shoe. So on this colorway, the 3D ripples paired with the black and white lines really give the shoe sort of this weird hypnotic look. That's only the case on this particular colorway. On the other colorways that just have a solid color upper, you don't really get that same effect. But personally, I really like this effect. The feel of the forged mesh upper might not be exactly what you're expecting. It's actually pretty stiff, probably to maintain this ripple texture all the way across the upper. I don't know if you guys ever felt the crazy explosive 2017's upper, but this has a very similar feel, even though technically it's a different material. One thing I really love about the texture on this upper is that it sort of bleeds down onto the midsole and gives this whole shoe sort of a wavy, really aggressive look. And to be 100% honest, I think the crazy aesthetic of this shoe is my favorite part of the sneaker, even more so than the comfort. Now speaking of comfort, that's the one thing I didn't really love about this upper. Even though the forged mesh doesn't feel bad on foot at all, the shoe did seem to fit me a tad small, and because the upper is so rigid, there wasn't really a lot of wiggle room around my toes or my feet at all. If you like really snug uppers, this isn't a bad way to go, but for me personally, I like the sort of airy, wiggly feeling that I can get in the Ultra Boost, so that's probably the fit that I prefer. As you continue up the shoe, you've got these flat white laces that weave through these nylon loops along the upper. Underneath the laces, you've got this pretty nicely padded white neoprene material. It's not really stretchy at all, so it is kind of hard to slide your foot into the shoe, but once you get your foot in there, it feels great against the top of your midfoot. At the top of the tongue, you've got this clear rubber patch with the Adidas 3 stripes in silver. Moving inside the shoe, you've got this pretty plush white sock liner around the ankle area. One kind of interesting detail about this sneaker is that they've added these two sort of small black pillows that sort of fit in the negative space area of your ankle. In theory, they provide a little bit more ankle support, but I've got to be honest, it wasn't really noticeable. I definitely don't mind it though, and like I said before, once you actually get your foot into the shoe, it does feel really great. The insole of the sneaker comes in black with bounce written in white on the heel. As for fit, like I mentioned before, it did seem to fit me a little bit snug. Maybe not snug enough for me to want to go up half a size, but if you don't like a tight fitting shoe, you definitely either want to go up half a size or maybe try a different model altogether. However, the shoe shouldn't be limited whatsoever, so you shouldn't have a hard time going down to your local sneaker store and trying on a pair for yourself to make sure the fit is right for you. As you continue back on the shoe towards the midfoot, you've got this black plastic arm that wraps up from underneath the sneaker. This arm houses one lace eyelet, and I think it's purely there for aesthetics. Continuing even farther back on the shoe towards the heel, you've got the Adidas logo on the lateral side. And then finally moving around to the heel itself, you've got this white and 3M pull tab. Moving down the shoe, you get to another one of my favorite design details on the sneaker, the crazy chunky bounce midsole. As I mentioned before, this bounce midsole has a molded in rib texture that matches the upper of the sneaker. The midsole also comes in light gray and sort of blends into the upper of the shoe when you look at it from a distance. As for the actual feel of the midsole, if you've ever tried on a sneaker with bounce cushioning, it feels pretty much exactly the same. Nothing really new in the way of cushioning. It's definitely a comfortable midsole, but it's not incredibly comfortable. If you've never tried Bounce, it's kind of similar to Nike's Lunarlon. It's a relatively soft foam that provides some nice bounce feedback when you're walking or running. However, if you're expecting Boost-like comfort, don't, because it's not like Boost. Finally, moving down to the bottom of the sneaker, you've got this white textured Continental outsole. Traction on the shoe isn't bad, but it's not incredible. It also has a Continental outsole, which is a nice touch because it should last you a little bit longer than other rubbers. Oh, and apparently Adidas also added this S-shaped torsion system in the midfoot. It's supposed to stop torsional twisting, which I guess it did. Overall, for 120 bucks, the Adidas Alphabounce Instinct is a pretty solid sneaker. Like I said earlier, it's a great looking shoe, and I think that's my favorite part about the sneaker. It does fit a tad bit tight, so maybe go up half a size if you're worried about that. And the overall comfort of the midsole definitely isn't bad. It's not Boost level, but you shouldn't really be expecting Boost level comfort when you're wearing this shoe. Once again, huge thank you to Adidas Running for sending these guys out. If you're trying to grab a pair of these for yourself, they're available on adidas.com and at Adidas retailers. That about wraps it up for the video today. I'd love to know your thoughts on the Adidas Alphabounce Instinct and whether you're planning to grab a pair for yourself, so make sure to leave those comments in the comment section down below. Make sure to give me a follow on Instagram and IGTV to check out a bunch of IGTV exclusive unboxings that will never make it on this channel. So if you guys are interested in seeing even more content from me, make sure to give me a follow over there. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.